Scraplist.io.
Hey my scrappy friends, welcome to my channel. I hope you guys are having a wonderful February 2nd. Happy Groundhogs Day. Today I am doing a layout for a Groundhogs Day hop. This is the 4th annual hop. I have not taken part in any of the other ones because I wasn't really scrapbooking back in 2001. So, or at least not consistently. So watch me do some mixed media because I'm going to do some mixed media. So I was trying to create something that I had seen on Instagram, and I think it was someone was using like alcohol inks and then they were adding their wet paintbrush and it was making it go. So I thought, oh, maybe I can do this with really liquid acrylic paints, but it's not gonna work exactly the way that I wanted it to, but that's okay because this is the fun part of mixed media, right? With mixed media, you are just going to create, and sometimes your page does what it wants to do, and obviously the more you play with the media, the more you have an idea of what's going to happen. So I knew like if I added more water, if I added more paint thinner basically. So I use and you'll see me pull it out a little bit. So that stuff right there is fluid medium, and that is a paint thinner essentially. So it helps make your paint thinner. So the drawback to using it is that it takes a lot longer for your paint to dry, which is nice if you don't want it to dry right away. So, but it's not so nice when you do want your page to dry fast. So this was definitely done in chunks, and you can see where I originally put the paint, and then as I start adding more of the fluid medium and adding more paints and stuff. Now I'm using some of that stuff from Prem. I think that's Prima, and that has a metallic color in it, and then I'm going to add some of this, and this is not really going to end up, you're not really going to see it in my final project. So, and then I ended up using sprays on it. So I pull out my shimmer sprays. I'm trying to think all the ones that I should have grabbed them. That purple one is so pretty. It's so pretty. I started spraying it and then I was like, oh, I don't want to do that. And I knocked it over. So be careful when you don't have your top on because you could definitely spill it. So that gold that I'm using from Shimmers is Goldilocks. I do know that because that's one of my absolute all-time favorite golds that they have in the spray. It's my absolute favorite. I absolutely love it. It is such a light gold, but you can really build it up. And that purple color is like grape. And it worked out really nicely. So you can see I'm kind of trying to take off that the teal acrylic paint because that's just not going to do what I want it to do. So I essentially want this to kind of meld together and look like like something that was poured, or like I said, like alcohol inks where it spreads really easily, which is not going to happen as much because I'm using not just acrylic paint, but now I'm using the sprays. And I really have to work at that metallic one, because it is really thick and it has mica in it, I would assume. So now I'm going to like move my page around, and at some point I'm going to grab my heat gun and you'll see me work on that. And I'm just going to keep adding stuff and moving it around until I get a look that I'm happy with, because essentially it's going to look kind of like a marbly look, but with purple and gold. So it does turn out so pretty. When it's dry, it looks almost like a rose gold, which is kind of the color I was hoping. I was wanting more for like that coppery, like rose gold color. It's one of my favorites. But it just takes a while to get there. And I think that's the thing with mixed media like this, when you're trying to play around and you're not really sure. One, if I had did this in an art journal first, that probably would have helped me immensely, because I would have known that it would have acted more like this as opposed to just doing it on a scrapbooking page. I did add some really heavy body gesso to this, so it really does do the job of not letting the ink really go through the paper. I mean, it warps it. Don't get me wrong. It warps it, but it really helps so that it's not just saturating your paper, because then it's not going to turn out. And with the gesso, it helps it so it doesn't dry right away. So I'm almost done with this. I'm going to spray it down quite a bit. I sprayed on both sides too. I don't think I showed me doing the other side. I did have to be careful when you do the other side, but I set this aside and I let it dry for multiple days. So this is what it looks like all dry, and it is beautiful. So I am using a so this is what we're doing for this challenge now that I've just talked for 6 minutes about the mixed media. I really wanted to talk about that. So this is Groundhog's Day hop, and essentially what you do is every year you're going to scrap lift your layout, but you're going to scrap lift like each version. So if other people were doing layouts last year, they would scrap lift the last year's layout. So I picked a layout. I'll have to add mine to the end. I have it somewhere, and I think I use sprays. I don't think I use watercolor, but I just used blue. So it looked like that blue china, that really old blue china. And so it was super pretty. And then I cut that out into a circle. And so that's what I'm doing with this. I am cutting out another circle because I decided, hey, wouldn't it be kind of cool if you could see that teal color on the other side of my purple paper? You're really not going to see much of it. I don't know why I did it. It's one of those things that you do and you're like, oh, wait, maybe that wasn't as helpful or it just didn't work out as much as I thought. And actually, it made it a little bit harder to try to roll because, as you can see, I'm trying to roll the edges so that you can see the blue paper, because otherwise, why use that teal paper? I mean, it's really gorgeous. It also is like a marbly look to it. So it's super pretty, and I wanted just hints of it, and you will see hints of it, so don't get me wrong, but it's not as much as I thought. I thought I could roll it a whole lot more, and I should have known better because this is all mixed media. And originally, on my original layout, I sewed it on, and I am not doing that because my sewing machine is not in my scrap room, and it's not, I don't even know if I can sew with it right now. I will have to look at it. So I'm just building some layers. I had a few layers underneath that, like a really thin, like almost like a branding strip. And then I have some stuff up at the top. I'm listening to music. So I don't know. What do you guys listen to? What do you guys watch or listen to when you scrap? I've went back to listening to music. I used to listen to music when I first started, and I did that for a long time. And then I kind of switched to watching TV or movies and stuff, like especially during Christmas. I'll watch like Christmas movies and scrap. That's always fun. But it takes me way longer to scrap because obviously I'm trying to pay attention to the movie. But so it's kind of fun though when I listen to music, because you can see, because I'm moving my hands around or whatever, because I'm all into the music. But it definitely motivates me in a different way. So I'm popping this up because I want you to be able to see that blue just a little bit. So, and I did do 2 layers, and I'm going to try to keep the color combos, those teal-y colors and purpley colors, because I kind of want it to have that feel to it. And my picture is outside. We had some really, really cold days, and so there was a lot of frost on my trees outside. And this picture did not turn out as nice as what it looks on my camera, or my phone, I should say. just every once in a while my printer decides that it's not going to print that great. So I don't know. Maybe I needed to print it not from the picture area. Sometimes I feel like it does better when I just print if I download it onto my computer and then print it differently. I don't know what it is. I did try to lighten it up a lot and it still printed. It looks the exact same, so it didn't really lighten it, which is kind of upsetting, but whatever. It still looks really nice. It's just a little bit darker than I would have liked. So I suppose I could have re-edited it in my editor, like, because I edit it in a color story, because you can do like the levels and stuff, and it's a little bit cheaper than using Photoshop, and I'd rather not use just like, I don't know. I want something quick when I'm editing, right? So anyway, so now I'm going to put a doily up at the top. That is something different from my original layout. And I am thinking about adding that. I'm trying to think, did I add that to it or not? I don't remember. So every year we are going to scrap lift ourselves. So every year people will do the same layout. So that's like Groundhog Day, like the movie. So it's super fun. I thought it would be fun. And I know I'm going to say this a gazillion times. So you guys who keep coming back, thank you for listening to me say this a gazillion times. Really my goal, especially the first probably beginning part of the year, I really want to join in on a lot of the challenges and stuff, because I like that community aspect, and that's one of the things I really miss. So this is super fun. And Jackie is the one who set this all up. So definitely make sure that you're looking at the playlist and watching all the videos and seeing what everybody did. And also in the info box down below, you'll be able to find all the other playlists from other years. So you can go back and watch what other people did. So that'll be super fun to see how their layouts change. I know I am a scrap lifter where I do not do the same thing each time. So even though I'm scrap lifting myself, it's not going to entirely look the same. I mean, it looks similar, but because it has that round piece and some layering. But I decided to use vellum because it had that rose gold, and I figured that would look really good with that purple. Originally, I think I used corrugated paper, so it added a nice layer to it. And honestly, the other photo was from Leavenworth, and so it was super light. Like outside, it was really light out from the clouds and stuff, and so this is a lot darker. Well, and I wanted to pick up on those winter colors from the morning, because this was in the morning. So I took this in the morning. I made sure that I got up. And actually, no, some of the days in the mornings I get up early. I'm up at like 6:30 and make breakfast and stuff. So I made sure that I went outside and I took pictures. And I should have taken a picture with my slippers, except for I need new slippers. I got new slippers this year, and my dog Kai decided that he wanted to help make his mark on them. So like sometimes he leaves stuff alone, and sometimes he's got to chew on it, and I just never know. So I'm going to pop these up on Pop Dots as well. I just really want to give this a little bit more dimension, especially since in the original, using the corrugated paper really helped pop it up a little bit too. So, and I'm just trying to figure out what layers I want to use, because I feel like, so I did have a frame in the original one. So yeah, I didn't put the frame up at the top. I thought about adding the frame up at the top. I don't think I used it in the original one up at the top. I think I just had it down below, or, with the photo. And then I'm going to add more of this washi tape to just add a hint of that rose gold again. And then I moved this frame down. I just felt like it was a little too big. And I did use a different size photo. The other photo I think I used was closer to 5x5, I think. It was a little bit smaller, where this is a 4x6 photo. And like I mentioned, I do print those off at home. This is like a it's glossy, but it's not completely glossy. It might have looked better if I did it on my other paper, because this isn't the paper that goes with Epson. Sometimes it matters and sometimes it doesn't. So, but I'm just going to build another layer. I'm just trying to find some light colors, but I also really want to make sure that I'm adding the purples and some of the teal colors to kind of, and I'm trying to figure out where the heck do I want this? I really play around with this. I take a while because I'm just not sure exactly how I want it. And even though, so I must have used really small scraps on the other one or something, because the way I have my layering, it just looked so nice. And this layering did not turn out as well. I still really enjoy it, and I really like how it turned out. It's a very beautiful layout. And I love how that mixed media turned out. It's so pretty. But I think I needed a smaller photo. Of course, then you can't see my photo very well because you can see the lighting. But so I end up putting that there, and then I'm going to put this over on the side. Or do I take it off? I might have taken it off because I was going to put it there, and then I wasn't sure. Or do I just make it smaller? I might make it smaller, because I wanted it to look like it went all the way across. It does not, obviously. And you can tell. Oh no, I end up putting it up at the top. I forgot about that because I didn't like. I thought I'd like how it looked, and I didn't like it. So, and I actually prefer it up at the top too. And so I'm going to add this. I had another little journal, like tag thingy, whatever you call those. It's getting late too, guys. So my brain is not braining very well. I had this Chamel piece. I think it's Chamel. Piece of paper that had all these colored hearts, and they're super pretty. They're these teal and purple, and I think there's navy blue too. I didn't use the navy blue. I thought about adding that and then decided not, but I am going to put these hearts on, and I really want that heart there, but I felt like it needed something to land on. It needed a shelf, so I'm going to add that purple paper up here. So I'm adding another little element. So this is an element that is not in my original layout, which is fine. And honestly, I kind of like it that it's not quite the same, because that means that, I mean, I don't think our family is going to ever notice. I don't know. Maybe they will. But like, are they really going to be like, oh, you use the same layout, kind for multiple layout? Like, they're not gonna. They're going to look at the pictures, they're going to see how pretty everything is, and then they're going to move on, because that's what people do. That's what family members do. And my kids really love to look at the albums. Actually, I need to get a new shelf for my albums this year. And, yeah, so I decided to add that one down at the bottom because I had a piece that I rolled up, and it's a little bit more rolled. I'm going to look through this Maggie Home sticker book that has like a whole bunch of stickers from multiple collections. I like this pack because there's so many, and I've used a lot of those stickers in the regular sticker sheets. But the only thing that stinks is that they're really thin. So I am going to use that Delight in the title because it's just so pretty. And I put happiness on the other side, and then it just says delight in the moments. And I thought about putting it all the way around, and that's not where my title is either. My title is actually in the circle, but there was not enough space. I must have made my other circle a little bit bigger, which is fine. And like, once again, this is the fun part about this challenge, is trying to scrap lift yourself. But like, if you're like me and you scrap lift not very, I don't want to say well, you scrap lift and you just use it as a jumping off point. But I do like how I use these, and I don't know what thickers these are, but they are so pretty, and the multicolored, and there is a lot of purple pink type colors and a little bit of teal. So I made sure I added that. So it just says delight in the moments. So super simple. I am not a title person that needs to have like a title that is super matchy all the time. Actually, I have a lot of like, these are the moments, or, you know, little things like that. It's, you know, it just is what it is. So I'm going to add some of these little hearts, and then I'm pretty much done. I don't think I added anything else. I didn't do any other mixed media on it. I just kept that circle. I felt like that was enough. Oh yeah, I add some of these little plus or cross signs, because I absolutely love those. Those are one of my favorite embellishment things, is pluses or X's. They're super fun. And there was ones that were really similar colors and stuff, so it just kind of helped tie it all together and make it pretty. So here is a look at my layout, and don't forget to hop along through the playlist below, and I will see you guys later for another video. Have a great scrappy weekend. Bye.
Artlist.io. Music licensing reimagined.